Mr. Tjerk Sekeris, the mayor of Dorne, or the district chairman, as you call it here in your political system. Thank you very much for your time.
A pleasure.
For taking this interview. How big is the community of Dorne? I believe now you have more than 80,000 inhabitants, is that
We
correct?
have 81,000 inhabitants. We are the second biggest district in the city of Antwerp.
So this is the second biggest district here as a part of Antwerp.
Yes, as a part of Antwerp. So the district of Antwerp is 240,000 inhabitants, and the district of Deurne is 81,000 inhabitants.
So it's a large, basically large district that you are managing.
It's a very large district. If we were independent, we should be the third biggest town in the province of Antwerp.
And what is the municipality or the district budget that you are managing?
We are managing about 15 million euro a year.
15 million euros per year. And how is the political system here when it comes to the local self-government? Is that fiscal decentralization, complete fiscal decentralization and independence from the center?
We get a budget from the city of Antwerp. So the city of Antwerp is responsible for everything which security is involved, and also the fire brigade, and also the health service is all the city of Antwerp.
So the main public services?
The main public services are, we are a part of the city of Antwerp, so the main public services are organized by the city of Antwerp. But we do local cultural, local roads, local youth. That's what we do.
Inside that budget that you have?
Yes.
15 million.
There are about 300 roads where we are responsible for.
So that is the budget from your local taxpayers,
yes.
The inhabitants of Deurne.
Yes.
And is that budget is part going to the central government, or everything is
No, it's only for our
everything
budgets.
is flown
Yes.
into the
Yes.
district of Deurne?
Yes.
Basically the project.
The main tax collector is the city of Antwerp, but they divide certain parts to the local government, the district's governments.
Sir, one of the characteristics of Belgium, and as we can see in Deurne as well, is the different ethnicities living here. We saw you the other day, you were a special guest for the Albanian community, the organization Iliriada, who organized the celebration of the Kosovo Independence Day, and you were a special guest over there as a support to the community. My question is, how well do you know the Albanian community in your district?
We don't know them very well, because it's the first time we are invited to that kind of celebration. So there are 172 nationalities living within the boundaries of the city of Antwerp. So that's quite a lot. So the city of Antwerp is very diverse, and the East European communities, and some communities we know better than other communities because they invite us for celebrations, other less, but I hope that was the first time I was invited, and it was delightful. It was very kind of you to invite me, and I hope that is the first step on a road to getting to know each other.
Well, why did you accept the invitation? How did you feel when you?
It was,
you know,
it was nice.
As you said, it was the first time. What were your feelings at the moment?
I thought it was nice because it's a very big community. Yeah? It's 140, 160 families, so it's quite a big community in the city of Deurne. So it was delightful that I was invited. So it was very special. It was a mixture of modernity and traditionality. So I remember when we went to Albania in the 1980s, it was just like that. So it's nice that countries keep their tradition alive.
So based on your information as a district chairman here in Deurne, how would you rate the integration of Albanian community in the municipality of Deurne, or in Antwerp, in Belgium in general? You know, on a scale from 1 to 10,
on a scale from 1 to 10, yes. I never give a 10, but I will say a 9. So I think the community of Kosovo, they work very hard. It's a small community, but they have small companies, but they work for the larger part of Belgium. So basically it works.
So you're saying they are well integrated?
They are well integrated, yes.
What would you say is in the return, there is always reciprocity. What would you say on that scale that the Belgium state and government gave to these people?
What we give to those people, I think a lot of those people immigrated from their country to Belgium to work, I think. So it's basically, we get support from them and we support those families with education, etc., etc. So.
Yeah, Belgium was one of the countries with the biggest contribution during the Kosovo War with acceptance of the refugees.
Yes, I know.
I believe the huge number of those refugees are actually now are now Belgian citizens, actually.
Yeah, and I hope they remain Belgian citizens.
Thank you very much. Sir, how important is, now we talked about reciprocity, we talked about the integration of these communities into the system and vice versa, what the system gives to them. How important is this mutual cooperation, and especially with the other ethnicities as well? And how do you see it here?
Yes, I think the main part is that we are part of Europe. So if you go to a country like the United States, it's one blend. And I think that's not a way forward. I think that every country has to remain its own ethnicity. So in that if they live peacefully next to each other, it's all right. So but I think the ethnicity of all those people involved is very important, and I think they need to keep their ethnicity for things. They need to communicate with us in Dutch or English, no problem, but they need to keep their community because their traditions are important, not only for people involved, but they are also important for the people who live here.
Part of the speeches of that event that we both attended was these people were actually very thankful to the Belgian country and the Belgian government and the local government as well. So they acknowledging that support that Belgium is giving. So now, could you say this is the last? I mean, you already mentioned and you put a rate on that scale, you put a rate of 9. So could you say that especially I'm asking for the Albanian community, which, by the way, is a broader community because it's coming from 3 different countries, so Albania, Kosovo, and North Macedonia. And would you say that you are happy to have this community living amongst?
Yes, we are very happy to have those communities living in our boundaries, no problem at all. And I'm also very pleased that I know those communities now better than 2 weeks ago.
I would like to talk with you to touch, I want to make some parallels for the mayor here. In this case, I'm talking to you and the mayor in my country, which is North Macedonia. So I just want to ask you, how is your regular day starting and what are your obligations for the day?
Yes, my main obligations are because I am the mayor of this town. The mayor responsibility is everything which involves births, marriages, divorces, deaths. That's the main thing. I am the only person who can rule everything about those things. And I am also responsible for everything which is built on this in this community. So every road passes through my hands. And on every, if we do parks and greenery, trees, it's also done by me. So that's the 3 most important thing. And I represent Deurne with the higher communities, the city of Antwerp, the federal government in Europe. And I'm also responsible for all the other communities who interact with each other.
While we were waiting in the municipality hall before this interview, I was personally expecting that someone will come from your team and will show us the way through. But instead, I saw you. I saw you.
Yes.
So you don't have a personal stuff here?
Yes, we do have a personal staff, but this is being Belgium, so it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so most of our team have already left the building and go home, so yes. And I'm also very famous in this part of town because I'm very close to people, so I don't bothers me that I need to go downstairs and receive people myself, so.
Well,
that makes that a lot of people who recognize me in the street, they also talk to me and they tell me their problems so I can help them. It feels all right for me.
So the reason I'm asking these maybe personal questions is because I was also amused with the fact that on that celebration that you came on a bicycle.
Yes.
You don't have a car?
I do have a car, but...
What kind of car do you drive?
A Tesla.
You have a Tesla?
I have a Tesla, but...
Do you have a municipality car that you can use with the driver?
No, we don't have that.
You don't have a municipality car?
I have a car, it's my private car, but we do most of our trips on bike, so all the other people were also on bike. It's very common in Belgium to use a bike to travel, certainly in a city as Antwerp.
But you are the first man of the district. You are the mayor. You are running it. And you're driving a bicycle.
I drive a bicycle, yes. It's very common in Belgium. It's also very common in the Netherlands. So even the Prime Minister of Belgium drives a bike.
What would you say if I tell you that the municipality is even smaller than Deurne in North Macedonia? The mayors, they have 2, 3 municipality cars, they have personal drivers, they pay personal bodyguards, etc., etc.
Wow.
What do you say about that?
I need to immigrate. No, I know it was quite common to have that in the 70s, 80s in Belgium cities as well, but now only very big towns like the city of Antwerp, the city of Ghent, which have more than 200,000 inhabitants, they have a personal driver. So smaller towns and smaller citizens, like 80,000 people, they normally go on bike and they drive their own car, etc., etc.
So you don't feel basically that it's worth spending the taxpayers' money on
yes,
let's say,
so.
luxury?
Luxury,
right.
Yes.
Sir?
But it's nice to have somebody driving, so I can imagine, yes.
Yeah, I just hope in my country they listen some of these examples and they
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure.
A pleasure. Thank you very much.